Hello and welcome to Contra Technology. Today I'll be demonstrating the functionality of the I/O module from Axis A9210. So this is the module there. As you can see, this module is an ideal for integration with building management system. It's easy to add basic access control for door monitoring and scheduling lock control. You can monitor various inputs such as cameras, alarms, and CCTV analytics to detect and respond to system events like intrusions or emergencies. Today I'll be covering the integration of A9210 and with the Inception panel from InnoRange to trigger an alarm on a specific analytics events. The integration will be done with NX Witness VMS. So as you can see, this is so basically this is a network module. Once you connect it to your network, you need to configure it over the network, and then this will be added as a device to your VMS. So in this case it will be NX Witness. This terminal is this is PoE module, so you can provide power over Ethernet, or if you don't have a PoE switch, you can feed it with a 12 volt DC. You've got your first terminal is a relay, so this is wet dry relay contact. You've got your inputs, comes from cameras or other alarm system devices. RS485 LAN, this can be connected or there's another module that can be branched off this device. It's the Axis A9210. You can have up to, I think, 16 modules. So you can branch off A9210 of this module. So this is the main brain for the A9210 module. So I've already terminated all the outputs back to my Inception panel there. I've done the programming on the panel. We'll go through it shortly. So basically this has 3 outputs, normally dry contact, and another output, this one, can provide dry contact, or you can provide power through this module to unlock, for example, if you wanna control a door from this module. You can also provide power, either 12 volts or 24 volts, depends on the lock you're using. Some mag locks requires 24 volt. All you have to do is with this jumper either set it to 12 or 24 volts. We will not be using any inputs here because we're utilizing these modules to trigger alarm based on the analytics events that our cameras will detect. So we're basically only using the relays built in these modules to trigger the alarm on the Inception panel. So over here I've considered this as the relay 1, 2, 3, 4. They're connected to input 1, 2, 3, 4 in the Inception respectively. This is the connection I made between the Axis I/O modules and the Inception. So we'll go through that on my computer to show you how the alarm will be triggered based on the camera analytics event. Right, okay. So first thing first, we need to basically download what it's called, the AX Device Manager. Basically, this is the app there. and we need to search for the device, the I/O modules. So this is the device. Need to set the password before you can do any configuration. So once the device password is set, there's not much really to do in the Access Device Manager client. Pretty much copy the IP address of the I/O module. Close this, and then I/O module. It's going to prompt you for username, password. Very important step that I'll go through here is the relay. The relay, now relay 1, the one I showed you, the first terminal, you don't need to do anything here, but the dry contact relay, where it says output there, we're not doing anything with the inputs. So with the output, you need to change the normal state to normally close. That will, I mean, it will work with the normally open, but you need to do some unique configuration on your alarm panel or access control panel. But it's recommended to do it from here. So do the normal state to normal close on all the relay, the outputs basically, and then that's it. That's it from the modules interface. You don't need to do anything else. So what we'll do is we've got our NX Witness IVMS setup here. As you can see, I've got already my cameras populated. Now you can see Access A9210 already populated here. So NX Witness recognized the device already, but the device is not communicating with my NX Witness client. I have to set it up. So we go to configuration, and we have to put the credential. It treats it exactly like a camera basically. So it's like a, yeah, it sees it as a camera. If you don't see, if it doesn't populate automatically here, let's delete it. If it doesn't come up here automatically, you need to add it manually. So you go device, put the IP address, put the credential, and then search, and then you'll see it here. So you tick the box once it comes. It's already added. So yeah, you can add it manually through the search box here. So we got again there, camera setting, edit the credential, put the credential there. I've set it up before, so I think it cached up and it automatically populated on the list here. So you click apply. So once it comes valid, you know, the lock pad icon disappears. So that's now available on my VMS. So you can see all the outputs here, inputs, and it's ready to be configured with the cameras. Now, I've got 3 cameras here. As you can see, I've got the Dahua, Hanwha, and the High Vision camera. Each camera from manufacturer, they have their own analytics event configured, or not configured, but available for you to choose. For example, if we go to the Dahua camera, let's type the IP address of the Dahua here. So I already know the IP address. You can always look it up from the camera setting there. See it there. So the Dahua camera is the one looking outside in on the street there. Now if we go to the settings, we go to events. So you've got many events, you know, or analytics event like motion detection, video tampering, you know, spot motion. So each camera will have its own analytics event already available for you to choose. So for the DAWA, we'll actually set the rules in the NX Witness client. So basically what we do is we go to DAWA, we go to cameras rules, and we add a new rule. We'll choose the camera. So the event is when camera, actually, we'll choose when analytics event is triggered, and then at. So at is at which camera. We can choose multiple cameras if the same analytics events um, needs to be triggered on like multiple cameras. Like for example, you'd have 2 or 3 cameras monitoring fences around a big site, for example, and you want to, for example, if someone jumped the fence on any of those cameras to trigger the event. So we can choose multiple cameras or we can choose one camera. So we're going to choose one camera here, and then we're going to select the event type. So what needs to be happening to trigger an event. So as you can see, you know, you've got intrusion, tripwire detection, human detection, vehicle detection, you know, and what's not. So we're gonna choose a basic event, motion detection, and then so that's the event. Now the action to do when that analytics event happens. So we're gonna do camera outputs. So we choose a camera output, and then we will select at which camera. So the output will be at the I/O modules, and then we're gonna choose. Now I've already probably jumped, you know, like ahead. I'll go through labeling the relays or the outputs once I do this. So each output will have its own title. So when we map the events to the outputs, we know which events go to which output. So they will be labeled so it doesn't get messy. So I believe relay 1 was for motion detection. So motion detection, I'll put it as output 3. This is the inception panel or the alarm panel, which connected to the I/O modules, and then based on the events triggered here, it will trigger the alarm on the inception panel. So we're going to select input 3. It's actually going to be input 2 because relay is considered to be input 1, input 2, input 3, input 4. I'll relabel them now, and so it doesn't get messy. Now we'll click apply. So if any motions detected on this camera now, it will trigger the motion detection, as you can see. It will keep happening because it's an outside camera, and then this will keep triggering. Relays, so it doesn't get messy. So this one is going to be a human detection, and then input 2 or output is going to be tripwire. Output 2 here, motion, and then last one, output 3 there. It's going to be line crossing. This is how I pre-set up this before. So now when you select your event type and you map it to the output will come up labeled, so you won't get messy. So I'm gonna change the motion detection on this camera. I'm gonna choose the Hanwha one. I'll choose the Hanwha one. I'll click this. Then it's gonna be motion detection, and it's gonna be motion output. So the Hanwha camera, let's go to the Hanwha. I'll just copy the IP address there. So in the Hanwha camera, go to the motion detection. I've already drawn the wires for the motion detection, as you can see. So you can, like shrink it. So any motion detection happening with this area, it's going to trigger the alarm on the inception panel. As you can see, if I'm wave my hand, nothing happening. So only in this area the alarm will be triggered. Can apply, and of course you can set the sensitivity to um, um, to a higher level, or like how much you want, how much sort of sensitive you want this area to be to trigger the alarm, the motion alarm. You've got so many options, like in Hanwha camera, for example, that you can play with. You can exclude areas, common areas. You can, if you've got Hanwha camera, you can sort of test and try. So this is the only area that will trigger the alarm on the Hanwha camera over there. And as I've set the rules already, camera rules, we'll check it again. Analytics event, Hanwha motion detection. The action to do is camera output these IO modules, and then the output is going to be motion. So when we go to our alarm system, motion detection should be triggered only when the motion happening around here. So for example, if I move my finger here, nothing's happening. Or if I move it here, it should trigger. Nothing's happening. Let's just check what's going on. Let's go to the camera settings here. So this should be enabled, recording and motion should be enabled. Also in NX Witness, you can set motion detection area. The camera will, the NX Witness will override the camera setting because the modules is integrated with NX Witness, not the Hanwha camera. So I'm gonna put this as a high sensitivity one. There, apply, go. And then once you choose your camera, the event will populate here. Whatever events available on that camera will come here. So basically we're going to do a virtual line crossing. And we go to do action at camera outputs. And then we choose our IO module. And then we choose the line crossing output. And click apply. So now if I cross the line from A to B or B to A, it should trigger the alarm on the alarm panel. So let's give it a try. As you can see, the alarm is triggered. Alarm triggered. So any motion is happening on the camera, that's not going to trigger any alarm. It's only when you cross the line. So those alarm setup basically when they trigger depends how they program. They can be either going to the monitoring base, you know, first person on the list to be contacted, police, whatever, you know. How it's been set up, that can be actioned from this point. So once the alarm is triggered here on the Inception panel, that will go to its next action step. Pretty much it for the integration with the NX Witness and the IO 9 to 10 modules from Axis, and also with the Inception panel.